Well, the first major contest here was the Duke Kahanamoku Surfing Classic at Sunset Beach, and it was back December of 1965. And guess who won? A 17-year-old by the name of Jeff Hackman. We've got a 17-year-old that could easily win this event. His name is Jack Robinson. He's up against Ricardo Christie, Kolohe Andino, and Jordy Smith. History repeats itself sometimes because this guy is on fire and he's fearless and he has no nerves at all. Here's how he started things off.
Well, speaking of Jeff Hackman, this kid right here loves to hack it up, and that's what Sunset Beach is all about. Look at that. That was a violence maneuver right in the face of the notorious Sunset West Bull. So very aggressive, and young Jack Robinson's looking solid. That's a great start. Nobody's ever told him about safe surfing. No, I think he just watched John go mental. He said, okay, I'm going to go ahead and follow suit. And Travis, our deputy commissioner, they agree. It's time to rock and roll. Richie Porter, our head judge, as we take a look at Kolohe Andino. Andino wrapping things up deep in the lineup. And he's not really worried about the bull, but he might make it over there if he keeps firing at this speed. Looking down the line, and he's out. So I like the way that everybody's sitting in a whole new lineup out here. Yeah. As opposed to that first heat. This is round 4, heat number 2. Top 2 go to the quarterfinals. We're going to finish today really quick. Don't blink. Don't go anywhere. That's going to finish. Quit your job. Just be a total delinquent and watch. Smart decision here for a brother. I know this wave didn't pan out for him, but I like the fact that he's trying to get on the board right away. Just get the pressure off your back. And, you know, so right now I think high tide is at 9 a.m., about 1.5 feet. So it will improve throughout the day as the tide drops. Jack Robinson opened up with a 7.0, wave number 2. He doesn't wait for priority. He'll just take anything. And look at this. His wave selection goes up vertical. What a hit. You don't see a lot of those moves here. Robinson wraps it around again. He's the real deal, isn't he? Wow, Jack looking really fired up, and he is cruising. He's already got the 7. That looks like it's going to at least equal that score. So now he can just have the luxury of going out to the outside and kind of dropping anchor and waiting for a perfect wave. Let's take a look at Jack Robinson again, who just is a wave magnet. I like the angle. This is more out of the north, and these waves run down the line. Beautiful, whippy, layback carve there for Jack. And then straight over Kolohe Andino's feet there. Nice vertical smack. And then cleans that wave up. So again, this is very aggressive surfing from Jack. He looks fired up. I don't know if he drinks coffee, but man, he looks like he's got a ton of energy. He knows how to do it. There's no babysitting him. At the back, our surfer Jordy Smith drops into a bomb. Jordy, when he first started surfing Sunset Beach, he was doing these big man turns, and here it is, Jordy Smith. Power and power. The 27-year-old now is relocated to Southern California, but he's still South African at heart. As we take a look at a couple of turns. Is this a battle for the second spot? Jack Robinson at 8.17's comboed the field. Full-blown dreamboat start right there for him. I mean, he is on cruise control. You see Jordy just trying to get out of the way. That was a big set that just rolled through. The traditional takeoff spot. That was right on the West Bowl.
A lot of guys held the priority for a while. They didn't catch a wave for a while, and so it's kind of confusing, kind of hard.
You were a champ here in 2011. When do you start getting that winning feeling? When does that come to you?
Not until like the last 5 seconds of the final.
And what you're riding today? We know you were on a 6.4 yesterday.
Same thing, 6.4 again. Yeah, it works good.
There you go, John Florence, on to the quarterfinals. Look forward to it.
1932 on the clock, Jack Robinson. Well, he has comboed the field. He's got a 8.17 and a 7.0. Robinson has second priority as we take a look at Jordy. Jordy's opening score of 3.33. This might be a little bit better here. Into the inside, a couple of sections standing up, and now into the channel. Jordy trying to make the most of it. Well, luck, I guess, is involved. Wave selection is so key. And how does Jack Robinson, without priority, keep getting these good waves? Yeah, he spends a lot of time on a North Shore, and it shows. He looks very comfortable at Sunset. It's easy to hide. Even if someone has first priority, you could be really create a lot of space between you and the guy who has priority. So it's easy to catch waves, even though it's not your turn. As we see Jordy connect the dots here at Sunset Beach. This wave's going to give him one more section, and he tags it. So, I mean, it's not the cleanest surfing we've seen. That wave was really bumpy, but, he grinded out a score there. Jake and his brother Paul Antman has done some damage out here. Phenomenal surfers. Look at this. I thought he was going to go left. So deep in the lineup. Ricardo Christie trying to back around this section. He does. Look at this beautiful wave. Grab rail downturn. Sets up for the big bottom turn, and there's not much left of this as it comes towards the channel, but a couple of big drawn-out turns. He gets on the board with 14:50 on the clock. Everybody in New Zealand go, finally.
Well, I'll tell you what, that was classic. That was an awesome wave. It was really big. He had a giant late drop behind that west ball on the outside, so you know, hopefully the judges will give him credit for taking off on a big beefy set wave. And then of course that we got a great example of how he loves to really extend those big carves.
Don't know who his caddy is. I'm going to assume it's going to be Billy Sturman. But did you see the shot that Larry had of him coming back on the line? Lots of glare. So he's dealing with it.
Watch this big long carve. He finally gets around the section. And you can see how he just lengthened that thing out. Made it really count. And then this is where that wave just kind of hit the channel. A bit unlucky for Ricardo. It would have been nice for him to just get one more section to crack. That would have allowed the score to go really high. So because it's just the one move, Dave, it's going to keep it in that average zone.
Needs his equipment, needs a 4.34. That could change. Ricardo Christie, a 6.5.
And now he's on the mission to get it back up, Dave.
And a good move on his part. He could go out there, sit in the lineup, and now and then you can find a little nugget to the inside. Not sure what's going to be there. It's going to be a second score. And if it's better than a 1.76, and it isn't, it's a 0.5. It might have helped him.
What I like about Ricardo Christie, much like Jack Robinson, he's extremely comfortable out here. Some of the traveling surfers, when they come to the North Shore, they get kind of swallowed up by how big the lineups are, especially here at Sunset Beach. But you can just see how comfortable Ricardo is out here. He can catch waves at Sunset.
Who's leading? The guy that got 4th place at the HIC, and that's Jack Robinson. But this is Kolohe Andino using his first priority. A long wall ahead. It's going to close out on him. Big downturn right there, and straightens out. Andino looking for a 4.34.
Yeah, it looked like the length of his board there, that really helped the case to just get a little more edgy. You can see he got more torque through those turns, and that'll help on that smaller wave.
Robinson is your leader with a 7.0 and an 8.17. The 17-year-old out of Margaret River, Western Australia. The event wild card is showing it all his cards. It's amazing. Taking no prisoners. He just got a wave that probably won't factor in, but we did see, I believe, Ricardo Christie as we pick up live action. Look at this to the inside. Jordy Smith. He's got a nice power pocket, and there we go. The wave spits just a little bit. There's no barrel opportunity, but he really puts it on rail. Jordy Smith looking to get rid of a 3.33, needs a 5.24. Andino's moved up to second. Jack Robinson still in the lead. So we had a couple of waves ridden, and nothing too critical, I don't think. I believe Christie, though, hooked into a nugget.
Well, let's see what happened here for Ricardo. Again, he already has that 6.5, so that's a nice cushion. Big move on the outside. Now he's just waiting for that wall to clean up. Nice little cut back for Ricardo. So 2 decent maneuvers for him, and it's kind of becoming a battle for second place here. You already know Jack's got a 7 and an 8. Look at him hunting for that wave just to cooperate, but he got stuck behind that huge wall there right before the inside bowl. And that's going to be the wash round for Jack. That'll take him a solid 3 or 4 minutes to get back to the outside. The big fella. Love watching Jordy surf at Sunset. It looks like he's on a head-high wave. This thing's got a lot of power. Great cut back there for Jordy before that wave hit the channel. So, you know, Jordy now, he is chipping away, and he needs to because he's only got a 4.93 so far.
5.27. And at one point, he jumped up into a transfer spot. But Jordy Smith with a 7.43 on that wave. So what has happened from the outset? It's been Jack Robinson.
Yeah, he had the cleanest start we've seen in ages. Right out of the gates, he got that wave, and he was so aggressive. I mean, this was pretty gangster surfing right here for Sunset Beach. Just looked angry. I'm surprised you said he doesn't drink coffee. He looks like he had a quadruple shot of espresso. Just really psyched up. And again, a 7, an 8.17, and that was in the first 5 minutes of this heat. So he's just been kind of on cruise control ever since. And the rest of the boys in his heat have been searching. Classic Sunset Beach kind of heat where they're like waiting for the wave, the lineup to cooperate, where they can, you know, scoop into a nugget. I give Jordy a lot of credit. He kind of grinded through that chalky wave and found a score on it with a 4.93 with just a couple off the lips. And then we talked about Ricardo and how he is just so tuned in, which is impressive for someone who's not from Hawaii. Very comfortable with this lineup, and he found himself the biggest wave so far in this heat. Got a 6.5 for that big, long carb, and he's backed it up with a 5.27. So, again, this is kind of a battle for second place. And, you know, Brothers in the heat, too. He's got a 6.23. He switched to shorter board. And look, it paid off, Dave. Getting a little more jiggy with it right there. Got a lot of rail. Torqued out that last carb. So it's anyone's ball game here in the last 5 minutes.
About big waves, how big are we going to see the waves over there at Pe'ahi?
We've been sitting very tight with Kevin Wallace, and Kevin Wallace has been informing me each and every time we get to see any type of forecast improvements or changes, and he informs us that we're looking at probably 35 to 45 with 50-foot base. You know, I mean, I'm just shaking actually, but you know, 45 to 50-foot faces. I mean, Pe'ahi is one of those waves that focuses swell, and you know, this Sunday looks to be awesome.
Live broadcast, where we're going to find that, Pete?
At the WSL.com. I mean, it's sorry, WorldSurfLeague.com. And of course, there's going to be everything. We have all the folks left over from in Maui that are going to come and help out. So it's going to be a broadcast of all broadcasts.
I'm excited. WorldSurfLeague.com Sunday. Tune in. Back up to you guys.
Okay, time to get really nervous. That is just massive. And you go, okay, so what about the Eddy? Well, this is not the right swell for the Eddy. But this afternoon, if you're on the island, there will be the opening ceremonies. We're going to be here trying to crown a champion, and be sure and take a look the opportunities for you to monitor what's going on Sunday wherever you are in the world with your mobile device. Right there is this WSL app.
Yeah, you can download that app, and then you can actually watch these events on your phone. So pretty amazing there, and you can play a fantasy game there and check out stats, all the profiles. So that app, very user-friendly and easy to use. And just a quick recap here of that what happened during that interview with Pete. 2 massive maneuvers for the tall Kiwi. Nice snap, and then an even better maneuver right under the hood before that wave closed out. You can see how steep it was. So you talk about critical. That was right there on the inside bowl, and he's going to be handsomely rewarded. Now he's going to put Jordy to the test.
What a lucky number for him, and he moves into second. Now Jordy needs a 6.85. Kolohe Andino needs an 8.04. Priority is with Jordy. Jordy's on this wave, looking to fire back. Look at this long wall ahead. Does he have the speed to make the section? Goes for the barrel and pushes pretty good. And I believe he did not make that, but he gave it his best shot. Next up, our surfer Andino. He's in fourth, needs an 8.04. And people are now scrambling with 1:55 on the clock. This looks good for Jack Robinson, who's got priority out the back. And Ricardo Christie, he's paddling into the lineup and has jumped up into the second spot.
Yeah, huge. And he had a couple of breaks there. Jordy Smith, that wave shut down on him. Looks like it might be too small. So Ricardo Christie, solid heat there. And of course, Jack, he just he kind of manhandled that heat, even though he's a grommet. Again, surfing like a beast.
The heat is over with round 4, heat number 2. Guess who's advancing? Jack Robinson, 17 years of age. And congratulations, Ricardo Christie. His hopes are still alive.